show the motorcyclist. Looks like he's looking. Hey. Nope, doesn't want to look, I guess. Are you vegan? Are you vegan? Are you vegan? Yeah. Are you vegan?
No.
Here, check out our resources.
I love meat.
Check out our resources. Maybe change your mind. I would love that, please. Yes. Yeah, please come talk to us. Awesome. So he's going to come talk to us. Hey, you were on the motorcycle.
I was.
Awesome. You said you liked just the taste of meat, right?
I like the convenience and the nutritional value
Sure.
of the meat.
Yeah, I can understand that.
The eating vegetables would take too much to consume.
Do you know the word veganism?
Yeah, it's just, you just don't eat meat.
So actually veganism, that is something we do, but
There's
veganism...
vegetarian, right? Vegetarian is where you only eat vegetables. Vegan, you can still have like eggs.
Oh no, you flipped him. You flipped him.
Did I?
Yeah, vegetarians are... So vegetarian is a diet, like you say, they just exclude animal flesh.
Yeah.
Veganism is a principled stance against exploitation of sentient beings.
Gotcha.
So we just happen to have a plant-based diet because that doesn't require the exploitation of sentient beings.
In a perfect world, it would be done the old way, where we'd honor the spirit of the animal, and
Well, so do you think that there's something that we do need from animals that we can't get from elsewhere?
I think it's difficult to get all the nutrition you need from just vegetables.
Okay. If I could give you resources, would that change your mind? Like there's something called the Dailey Dozen. It's an easy checklist.
Yeah.
Whole foods. It's one of the healthiest diets, and it happens to also be one of the cheapest diets. Would that convince you, or is there something else?
Yeah, show me.
Yeah. So this is the resource. Yeah. So if you scan it.
I got it pulled up already.
Yeah,
right?
so the first thing is the documentary we're showing. And if you scroll down, there's other right, I think about here. There's mentors, and then 10 Weeks to Vegan is actually one of the best ones because they have nutritionists on there that you can ask questions about.
Right.
But that Dailey Dozen, you just Google Vegan Dailey Dozen, you can find everything you need in a. But let's say that you can find, we'll just go on a hypothetical, let's say you know how to get everything you need from plants.
Okay.
Would you then find it to be like a moral obligation to live vegan?
Man, they do treat animals terribly. They do. They torture these things. They're just meat, like a process. They just run them through. You know? If, like I said, in a perfect world, I don't think I would ever go vegetarian or vegan. I have to.
Yeah, it's just about that taste pleasure, right? It's because you enjoy it.
It's so nutritional packed. It's like condensed packed nutrition. It's like you.
Well,
like soy, soy, tofu, and all that stuff is good, but I hear it kind of messes with your estrogen levels.
That's actually a myth. I would encourage you to look it up.
Okay.
Yeah, it's been a misnomer because a lot of the dairy and meat industries are struggling because soy is starting to compete.
Okay.
So it is good to look into that though.
Yeah. Like I said, it's all stuff like that.
Yeah,
I never
the place that made the Vegan Daily Dozen is called nutritionfacts.org. They have a whole website, and they make videos breaking down studies about their findings. And it's a whole team. It's not just one person. But there is a face. His name is Dr. Gregors. But look into it. I don't really like pushing people towards someone who say they're a doctor or some kind of authority figure. I want you to find your own information.
Yeah.
But what they do say is that you can find everything easily on a plant-based diet. As long as you get your total calories, you'll get your needed protein.
Yeah.
If you're worried about like minerals, like I said, as long as you get a variety of foods in a day, you should be able to meet everything. I'm so lazy. I don't plan my meals that well. I think I've just done the Daily Dozen so long that it's just routine. It only took like a month.
Yeah.
But that aside, so what I wanted to get to is the nutrition part has already been settled. There's the Academy of Nutrition and Dietetics claims that you can have a healthy, long life eating a plant-based diet. It's even beneficial against many of our chronic ailments like heart disease. That's our #1 killer. So it actually has been shown to reverse that. Diabetes also have been shown to actually start to show reversal.
Yeah.
And it even helps decrease Alzheimer's symptoms.
Wow.
So with that in mind, would that encourage you maybe to look further into it?
Well, absolutely. I mean, how do you feel about the lion diet? Like things like that? Because everybody's biology is different. Everybody kind of reacts to different.
Sort of, yes.
Because like when I eat meat, I mean, I feel better. I have more energy. If I just eat plants, I mean, I'm
well, maybe you just
tired,
don't know, because I personally didn't know how to eat in general. I ate off of convenience, habit, and tradition, right?
Yeah.
That's all I had. So I had to go look a little bit. It took me like 20 minutes to figure that out, and then it took me about a month to practice those habits, and then it was like no-brainer.
Sure.
But the reason that I was motivated was not for the nutrition. It was because I didn't want to support this.
Yeah, I agree 1,000%.
Well, I mean, even factory farm. Well, let's talk about like the nice farms, the farms that do it the right way, right?
Mm-hmm.
You know, those animals are still sentient, right? Do you know what sentience is?
Oh, yeah. They have a soul.
Yeah.
They're
They're able to have emotions.
Right.
They're
Oh,
actually,
yeah.
there's the Cambridge Declaration of Consciousness and the New York Declaration of Consciousness, and they found that animals do experience subjective emotions like joy, fear,
Sure. Oh,
pain.
absolutely. Yeah.
And with that in mind, you know, that means that they're more similar to us than we thought. And that means when they have that knife go across their throat, it feels to them how it would feel to us.
Right.
You know, they have the same nerve endings there. So if we know that we wouldn't want to be in that situation, we want our autonomy respected, right? I don't want to have a conversation with everyone so they know my morality, right?
Yeah.
They should just know to respect me because I'm my own person.
Right, yeah.
So if I would want that, what's stopping you from giving that same mercy to them?
I agree with you in a lot of those terms, but I also feel like we've been eating meat since the beginning of time. It's kind of it's just in our DNA
Yeah.
to consume other animals.
I
It's how we, I think it's kind of why our brains got so big. Is we were able to get that dense caloric intake in hard times.
There's some new information coming out about that. I'm not going to deny we definitely used animals in our ancestry. They're finding, though, there might be more to our brain growth because our brains run on glucose. So it's probably
the mushrooms. What are the
mushrooms. It's more like tubers and starchy vegetables that we started to cook.
Yeah.
Because we're noticing that the animals that we're most related to were like frugivores. They eat more fruits and vegetables, and they eat a tiny bit of like insects or small animals. And they're thinking that because we started to play with fire, that's why we've evolved further than them, even though they're very closely related to us. We started to cook our foods, and that started to feed our brain glucose.
Okay.
But that aside, it doesn't really matter what our ancestors did. As I already quoted, like the Academy of Nutrition and Dietetics say that today, most humans can get everything they need on a plant-based diet and
Really?
even reverse chronic diseases. Yeah, look up the Academy of Nutrition and Dietetics. It might be on that card, but they're the largest body of professionals that focus on how diet affects your health.
Okay.
They're the largest organization in the world, and they all agree that a vegan diet is safe and healthy for all stages
Safe
of life.
and healthy, right? But
Safe and
not technically better than a meat
Well,
diet.
it can be. It's on you, right? If
Because,
you
like I
wanna
said,
eat healthy.
biology is different with everybody. Some people are like, I just don't react well with vegetables. Again.
So what-
but maybe it takes time if I just,
So the question comes
acclimate.
down to your motivation, right? If you don't want to harm animals or use animals, then what I would suggest is to find a dietitian. There's actually, there are challenges, even that 10 weeks, you can talk to a professional about like, I think I need more protein, or I feel like I need something else. They can help you find that in the resources that are near you, that are in your price range. So there's definitely support for that, but you have to have that motivation, right? Like, diet is, to me, like when you're talking about just being healthy, that's kind of like cardboard, like boring, right? Like sometimes you'll be healthy, sometimes you're not. And if you give up on a diet, you're just giving up on yourself, and it doesn't hurt anybody else. But when it comes to veganism, it's about them. If I were in their position, what would I want? Would I want my oppressor to take baby steps or just reduce, or would I want my oppressor to totally stop?
My thing is that we're just animals in this world. Just like,
Sure, yeah.
So, like, what's the next step? Are we going to try to say that, when bears are like consuming a deer, that that's like torture and
It is torture.
Right.
I would
isn't
say
it just kind of the way
Well,
this world is.
So vegans are against human-caused exploitation. So
Right,
your
okay.
choice is affecting someone
Yeah,
else.
yeah.
I don't like predation. I don't like the way that carnivores attack prey animals. But I personally can't talk to a lion.
No, I get that.
Yeah, and I can't
Just
talk
saying,
to a
but
bear.
isn't that just kind of how this world is? It's just that's how.
Well, we
it's
left
how this all
nature.
kind of like molds together. It's how it is.
But we left nature because it's unfair, because it's cruel,
We
because
left nature. What do you mean we left nature?
well, we live in houses, right? We wear clothing. We
Sure.
shelter ourselves from the wilderness because we'll get attacked otherwise, or we'll suffer from the elements, right?
Yeah,
so
yeah.
we've definitely taken ourselves away from that system because it's not fair, and we want to be just. We want to thrive and help others. So we don't look to nature, and most of the animals there are just surviving day to day, right?
Right, it's brutal.
We have the time to weigh out what's right and wrong. We have that, that luxury.
Yeah.
Most of them don't have that luxury. They do have, some of them have that capacity to do some morality, We have studies that show mice, they'll actually, if they have a mouse trapped, and they'll release another mouse with treats. The mouse has the choice to just eat the treats themselves or release the other mouse. 60% of the time, which is on par with humans, they'll release the other mouse and share the treats. Yeah, but that's what I mean. So animals are more like us than we are aware, and the industries don't want you to think like that, because when we think that their lives don't matter to them, it's easier for us to pick up that package in the store, right? If we were to think like a dog, right? A dog wants to live. A dog looks forward to going and playing, going for walks. Animals that we use do the same thing, you know, and we would find it atrocious to put a dog through a slaughter system, right?
Right, some places still do.
They do, right. Well, I mean, if you went to a friend's house and they served up dog, I mean, would you eat it?
I mean, I don't know. I'm pretty adventurous.
I was the same way when I used to eat animals. That's consistent.
It's gross. I don't know.
Well, so let's go on that. Why is it gross?
Because I have a dog, and he's adorable, and I love him.
Exactly.
You know?
Exactly. What's your dog's name?
Diesel.
Diesel.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a good name. Oh, so, like, does Diesel have a favorite toy or anything?
I mean, he's got just all his toys. I don't think he has a favorite. Yeah.
Does he have
likes
the
one that's new in the package?
Does he have any like preferences? Okay, so he likes newer toys.
Yeah, like little stuffed animals.
Yeah.
He shreds it apart. And then, he waits for the next one.
Would you? Oh yeah, I didn't know if you were going to show me a picture. Would you say that he's like all dogs are the same, or would you say that Diesel is totally unique?
I mean, he's unique to me. Yeah.
Yeah, he's got a unique personality. He's got his own preferences. Yeah. So when you're looking at those packages in the store, imagine that it was Diesel that was taken.
Right.
You know, because Diesel wanted to live just as much as the cow, the pig, or the chicken. I know it sounds
No, it doesn't.
weird,
I've seen cows
but
like playing fetch. You know, they throw the big ball and they go get it and they kick it back to you.
Exactly.
Yeah,
they're
like
called
dogs.
grass puppies.
Grass puppies.
Yeah,
exactly.
yeah.
Exactly.
There's actually sanctuaries around here, and it's interesting to see the animals in a sanctuary setting versus a farm setting, even a nice farm.
Yeah.
Because when they're on a farm of any kind, farmers go into business for money. So they're looking, even if they give that animal the best care, it's only to get a good product, right? It's not about that individual. Because if it was in the best interest of that individual, they wouldn't take their life, right? Because taking their life isn't in their best interest. When it comes to dairy, I don't know if you know what goes into dairy, but a cow must be pregnant in order to produce milk.
Yeah, that's
Where are her
true, too.
babies?
Yeah.
Her sons are often
I've
unallowed.
got a farm share, so I get the raw milk farm share. You know, it's just, you own part of the cows. You know.
So where are the babies?
Well, there aren't any. Yeah. This cow just lives
Is that
on a
fair to
farm.
the cow?
Well, I mean, it's being fed and cared for, and it's not
If
like
you had a child and someone took that child away from you so that they could have the fluid that comes out, would you find that fair?
That's a bit of a stretch. I think if it was somebody had a dog and they wanted to milk their dog and give me, that's more.
So what I'm saying is,
compare it to a child.
when you go by a farm, sometimes you'll hear the dairy cows moaning, and that's usually when they have separated the babies, because we need the milk. The baby can't have the milk. So they give an alternative to the baby if it's a girl. If it's a boy, he's only raised for 2 years and sold for veal.
Yeah.
So that's
It's pretty horrific. I do agree with it. It would be better if there was a way to, satiate my hunger without murder.
Yeah.
But it's just human. It's just human nature. And in a utopia world, maybe we could fix it one
Can
day.
you think back to times when humans have done other atrocities and that maybe we've made a change because we found it was bad?
Yeah.
So do you think that we're capable?
I would love to just go back to the old way where you hunt a specific male deer, and he's kind of at an end of his life. His teeth are ground down. He's going to get mauled by a bear anyway, one of these, pretty soon. And we go and we bless the soul of this animal that feeds our family, and that, in a perfect world, that would.
Let me paint a hypothetical. Let's say an alien comes down, right, and they wanna go hunt humans.
Yeah.
They don't need to though. They know that they can eat other things.
Right.
Would you want to be the one that's hunted? Would you find that fair?
I think it is fair. I do. In some weird way,
What if it was your family, your mother?
Yeah, I mean,
You would let your mother be hunted
the
for
world
no reason?
The world is beautiful and brutal. It's.
I don't know if I believe
yin
you.
and yang.
I personally would defend my mother.
I would. Absolutely.
Okay, so you do agree it would be wrong. You would want them to stop.
I would know that it's just in their nature.
So you would let it happen?
I wouldn't. I would do everything in my power to fight against it. Yeah.
Exactly.
But I wouldn't judge them for doing something wrong.
Oh, I'm not
It's,
judging
you
your
know,
path.
It's like the scorpion and the turtle or whatever, the frog. You know, like why did you? You know the one.
Yeah, and he stinks when he's crossing the
Why
river.
did you do that? Now we're both gonna die.
Yeah.
Well, it's just in my nature.
Well, you'd be surprised actually. There are benefits besides to the animals to go vegan, but I'm more focused on them because that's the real motivation. Environmentally speaking, we would reduce our land use by 75%. We would reduce our greenhouse gas emissions. We would reduce our water use. We would reduce water eutrophication. We would decrease soil degradation. We would it's because
I think that the farms of all these vegetables are kind of doing the same thing. I mean,
Okay.
if you think everything's sentient, like even down to bugs, you know, I would say that vegans kill quite a bit of
there's
animals
stats on
as
this
well.
actually.
I don't think there's a way out of that.
So who eats the most plants, humans or animals?
Animals, yeah.
So when you use animals, you're compounding any issue with crop farming because they have to grow the crops to feed the animals.
Right.
83% of our current agricultural land is actually dedicated to raising animals. And that is, no, not just feeding them, but raising them, like their pasture land where they take up. This is including factory farming. Factory farming came from small farms because small farms are not efficient. Small farms, the animals take longer to grow, they take more resources, they take more room. Factory farming came in to reduce all those resource costs, and it gets the animals fatter quicker, so it's cheaper and it's less harmful to the planet. So right now with factory farming, 83% of our land is dedicated to them. So if we eliminated that, right now we're at 8 billion people, right? We're like 8.5. We have starving people because countries are focused on growing grains to feed animals to us in the West. And if we could stop animal ag, we could actually feed 10 billion people. There's a paper on this that I could point you to. We could feed 10 billion people and reduce our land use by 75% at the same time. And that's huge. Feeding everybody a fully nutritious diet, balanced, everything they need, just on plants and fungi. I know that sounds really far in the future, but I only want you to focus on your choices, right?
We can only do what we can do.
Do you want to be part of the solution or the problem?
Right. Yeah. I want to eat more fungi. That's what I want.
Fungi is great. It is really good. Yes, I mean besides the fun stuff, right? But
yeah. Well, like I said, all around, it's a great.
It is really good.
I want to call it a plant. I don't know what the hell it is.
It's not a plant. Yeah, it's just fungi. That's its own group is fungi.
Well, I got to get going.
Okay. Well, just consider this. The animals are exploited whether on a small farm or a big farm. And how many more do you want? Is it going to be more than zero? How many more animals do you want exploited for you to go through that system that you wouldn't tolerate your mother going through? You know?
I appreciate that.
Yeah, just keep that in mind. Or think about Diesel. You know, Diesel wanted to live, didn't want to lose his leg or something, or his baby. You know. I appreciate you coming to talk to me. Thank you. Yeah, you're great. You have a great day. Please go vegan.